Hello everybody, welcome to the European Racing League here for the Austrian Grand Prix, round 6 of season 6 here in the F1 tier. I'm commentator Owen White, and with me in the box, I've got Mr. Evil Dragon.
Well, hello ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls and wherever you are in the world, depending on what you want to be today. We have 18 drivers. We have one who hasn't set a lap yet, Mr. Onyx, and it's been 16 minutes of qualifying. We've decided, the stream decided we want to start late because it decided to go on strike. Speed stats currently up on pole position right now. 1 minute 3.3 ahead of Lakitu in P2. Yano in P3 ahead of Rafi and Marquez in P5. So top 5 all very close together, separated by some 2 and a bit temps as well. So feel close together. They're all, to be honest, within about a second of each other. In fact, the top 15 are within a second of each other, so that's a bit scary. And
Yes.
Owen, Austria, we've seen a few accidents here before, but I don't remember many races that haven't had a big accident. I definitely remember Raikkonen and Alonso deciding to mate on the side of the circuit in 2015. So, are we going to see some crashes today? I think so.
Well, I've heard some people are going to be running 10 ballast, so they're going to be doing that. Expect a few airplane accidents, I think, when the tyres start to get a bit worn. Now, Onyx has just been up in Narnia there, maybe going a bit of a preview there, so that means he's last at the moment. But yeah, also down to the hairpin at turn 3. Even though it isn't really turn 3, they decided to call it turn 3. So it's turn 3, but it's meant to be turn 2. But we've seen many crashes there as well in real F1. And who knows, maybe one of these guys will fancy a cheeky dive bomb which will kill someone. So we'll have to wait and see what people do there.
Who was it? Is that Heidfeld? Got crashed. I think it's Heidfeld who got crashed into, or it's Sato.
Sato, wasn't it, in Jordan?
Sato? Yeah, it was a Jordan crashing into Sauber.
Something like that.
Or, yeah, along those lines of death. But maybe we won't see any cars crashing. Well, we haven't got a Jordan. We have a Force Indian. We don't have a... Well, we kind of have a Sauber. It's kind of the Alfa Romeo Saubery Malbury. But anyway, 62 yellow flags. That's because someone's backed off their lap time. As per usual, yellow flags fly everywhere on the circuit. And they're all coming out the circuit with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. So we've got Ferraris, both the Renaults. Then I think the other Ferrari as well. So that must be Samuel on circuit. Marquez goes quickest with a 1 minute 3.323. That puts him ahead of the speed stats. He's going to cross the line right now and begin his lap. Yeah.
Shall we follow this one right then? This could well be pole position.
Let's follow this run around. Then Marquez is happy with his lap, and so he run up the hill through turn 1 into the technical turn 2 then. So, like Owen said, not really turn 2, but it is kind of a little long corner, I suppose, in some ends. So let's then to turn 3, chuck it into the right hand, a bit of a lock up on the front right. And be careful not to overcorrect the car because it's easy for the car to snap. You get a massive amount of speed down the straight as you come into turn number 4. Once out on the left, 50-metre marker board, brake nice and heavily there. Now we come into what used to be Lauder corner, if I'm not mistaken, this one here. The almost, in essence, flat and left-hander, depending on the car. Not in these ones, though. Maybe in a Rebel X 2010 on Gran Turismo. Maybe. Into the next complex. Continue, let the car roll up the hill now. Towards the last corners. Want to be careful here. This last corner, deceiving as well. You chuck it in, you get a lot of area to run wide. And those bumps on the left will catch you out through the last corner. Bit wide, but across the line. And let's see, is he going to go quickest? I don't think he is. No.
Missed it by a couple of hundredths there, only 200ths off, and he retires in P2. So we're waiting for more people to come around. We've got Lakitu out there, he's on a second lap. Some people have started to adopt this strategy, I've noticed, of doing 2 laps in their tyres to get the optimal pole position time. So we'll see if that works out for Lakitu. He's coming up the hill now into the final 2 corners. This is where that 10 ballast, by the way, is going to be really a problem in the race if people are using it. Because you will eventually spin now if your tyres are too worn. But let's see Lakitu to the line. He improved and he's P3 at the moment. General to the line. P2, just 615 of a second off. That's mad, isn't it? Kiski crashes across the line and does improve. Oh, there's a Ferrari into him now. That is Samuel dead, unfortunately for him. Here comes Lorman.
That's not gone well.
He's waving across the lines. He wasn't really fancying a proper quick lap there. But that is qualifying over. We've seen a few fatalities there. But pole position, only 6/1000 of a second is the difference at the top. And that is what this track does. It's a very short lap, as you may have noticed. 1 minute 3 seconds. And that bodes very well for the race indeed, doesn't it?
Well, we've seen one death, and we're going to see any more deaths. Now, the question is it going to be dry or is it going to be raining? We've seen wet races in Spa earlier on today. It was actually snowing, actually, more to be accurate. I think it might be snowing currently in Belgium. I'll have a quick check. It's not snowing in Belgium. It's a bit rainy, though. I can't really see a lot. It looks like 1998 is about to happen down there. That's all I can say. Marquez on pole then from Jarno then. Speed stats ahead of the K2. Thibaut ahead of Rafi. And then we've got Kale ahead of Kiski. Ollie, Kazizzle, Lambo and Lo is down there at the side of the top 10.
Leckel said he couldn't make it because he fell asleep. Are we not that important to you? Come on, we can't be that bored. You must make the races, man. Don't be falling asleep next time. Flipping out. Oh, so that's why we've only got 18 drivers then. My God.
Yep, so one fell asleep already, and it's not raining, by the way. That's good. So the drivers are going to be nice and dry. The temperature, it's not going to be too warm. I'm looking at the possibility of probably about 16 degrees, so it's probably quite warm. It's probably more warmer than Spa right now, which is currently 4 degrees. It's a bit cold.
Well, it's not the tyres, of course. It'll help their tyres, because a lot of them, if not all of them, are going to be starting on the ultra soft tyre. And that'll get maybe an extra lap or two out of them being colder conditions. And like I said, it'll also help with whoever's running 10 ballast. One, if they can even survive this race, I'll give them a medal. But, like, flipping off in turn 9 and turn 10, we'll really see. That's where the tyres are going to go, as I say, near the end of the stint. So we're looking out for that. And let's just have a look at what everyone is going to be on. We are starting the formation lap now. The whole top 10 are on the ultra softs. So that's what they qualified on, of course, so they can't really change from there. But then we get a mix below. We got 4 on supers and 4 on softs. And we're saying everyone's piling into each other up the hill at the back there. That's not very good. But anyway, Lambo, Cliffy, Samuel and Manny are on the supers. Then we've got Lorman's medium pilots, Onyx and Louis right at the back there on the soft compound tyres. We're going to have all 3 tyres on the start. I wonder which one's going to perform the best.
Well, we've got to wonder, especially for Marquez. He's been very comfortable right now. He was leading qualifying. He by about not much, about a couple of attempts. What's out for Yana and speed stats as well? There is a Mercedes going off in the background. That's Lakito deciding he wants to do some grass cutting in a Mercedes. And that's a very expensive lawnmower, if I might say. You want to be careful not to spin on the most in that. Lambo and Lawnmans, unfortunately, haven't heeded on my warning, have got themselves disqualified. So that's always an issue. But Marquez, it's a circuit of about 1 minute a lap, so 30, probably a 40-minute race we're looking into here. And it'll be Marquez. It'll be on the inside, I think it is, on the, it'll be the outside actually, down towards turn number 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yanu will have the inside. Speed stats ahead of the K2 then. So if Yanu can get a good start, Marquez will have to cover him early, because we know the pace, the man on the left and the right, I suppose. Second place normally gets a better start here in Austria. Indeed, it is the right-hand side of the grid then. So we have the shorter one into turn number 1. Marquez on the outside line, remember. So if Marquez can hold the position and get a decent start, he'll have a good chance into turn number 1. Speed stats and Lakita as well. Second row of this grid often sees good starts. Expecting a 2-stop strategy from all the drivers. The last man on circuit of Louis, then yellow flags and maybe someone stalled, but never mind that. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers here in Austria. They're on for an AIDS. They're underway, and it's a good start immediately from Marquez. Yanni, who gets that started, talks about, though. He tries up the inside into turn number 1 and does do it into turn number 1 then, so it does a beautiful start there as some birds are getting run over. This is, oh no, there's problems in the background. Many problems in the background. It's all gone. Oh, God. Many cars off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars off in the background, and that is absolute carnage.
Lakita into the lead then. So that was from the second row. We saw Marquez and Jano going for it there into turn 3, and they're still going for it. But it's now the Mercedes ahead of Marquez, free abreast into turn 4. Great driving. He gets back into the lead then after a difficult start. And we see Jano down to 4th. And as you said, there was carnage at the back. A crazy start, and they're still going to go for it. Lakita side by side with Marquez, and finally he has to back off just for a little bit. And Marquez into turn 1 there, he let Jano through just so he can get the run up to turn 3. That's why he was rather conservative into turn 1. But we've got round. We've already lost Kiski from this race. Ollie is down, Lormans is down.
13th,
Looks like
14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, all with damage there. And so that is critical for them. So it'll all have to come in then. So yeah, and 12th place in fact in as well. So absolute carnage at the beginning of this race here in Austria. But it is Marquez who leads this race. He got a bad start, to be honest. Lakitu had a good run on the inside. He got the better start, but down into turn 3. The slipstream effect really worked, and in the background, Yanni there battling away with speed stats down the hill. So, good start from the two drivers there as well. As at the inside comes the Ferrari. Now, can he get alongside? Bit of argy-bargy on the exit. Now, let's see, long way around. It'd be hard to do. He'll have to back off. No way through around on the outside. He could try, but it's audacious. It's risky, he can't do it. Ollie out of the session as well, so he is left or disconnected there, so he is livid, I believe, of that one. But 4th, 5th, 6th all together. Then we've got Zizzle and Lambo battling all together. Onyx, Manny, Louis, and then a bit of a gap down to Cliffy, who's rather dropped off the proverbial cliff right now in this race already, as he's well down on the cars ahead, but way ahead of the cars behind.
Right, let's see Lakitu then. DRS is enabled. Let's see how this slipstream is. We're going to get this up to turn 3 and then up to turn 4 as well. As Kimi Räikkönen said last year, this track honestly is about a half DRS. So it's very much an advantage to be behind at this stage. But Lakitu had a little look on the inside.
Ferrari goes deep in the background though, and so it's cut over you. That's a cut back there from the Ferrari. And speed stats actually gets through. Here we go, DRS and down the straight. No. Not close enough, low, is Lakitu to Marquez. What about the cars behind? There goes Toro Rosso up the inside of Matt Tibos. Tibos runs himself out wide. Be under pressure there, potentially still from cars behind. No, stays ahead for everyone else. He's a little bit further back right now. But great battling, may I say, through the field. Onyx and Louis battling together with Manny as well. Leads 3 drivers. They're just coming through turn 5 and 6, I think that is right there. And they're all being very cautious not to hit each other right now. The first stage of this race. You don't want to see contact, though. Slipstream up the inside. Louis Onyx will give him the room there, but the outside line surely the better line. But at the inside for the next corner and running wide and getting on the curbs and he'll be careful. Drift it through. Keeps it on the island, suppose. So a bit of Gymkhana there for Onyx. Manny as well come up the inside as well. Gets the job done. Meanwhile, battle for 4th as N Rafa comes up the inside of Yanu then. Let's see lane on the brakes. He'll run himself out wide then, so you'll squeeze him a little bit, gives him the space on the exit to come back through, and rather fair play stop between the pair of them, giving each other quite a lot of space, a lot of respect between all these drivers at the beginning of this race, Owen.
Yeah, they're driving relatively cleanly after the first lap, aren't they? I was going to say before all the fighting started, and there's still some going on behind. Look, Janel and Matt Tibos on the outside. Matt Tibos should end up running out of space there, and he does. But what I was saying is that you want to stay behind as long as possible in that first sector. There's no point going for a move into the hairpin when you've got a 3rd DRS zone. You're going to get 3 in a row now, up to turn 1, to turn 3 and turn 4. You're going to want to get that move done into turn 4, so there's no way no one can just, cut back with DRS. And that's what Lakitu has to do. He knows Marquez is going to get no DRS, although he will actually there, because look, there's Ollie's ghosted car. Oh, that's on the grass.
Lakitu, now did he get a bit of flustered there, not realising that was a ghosted car, you reckon? But here, speed stats low, luckily this is the best opportunity here for him, but unfortunately couldn't capitalise it there. So that's where you really want to be on the back of each other, and the Alfa Romeo couldn't capitalise on that Mercedes. Mercedes luckily today there, Lakitu gets a little bit fortunate. Then behind him, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars all together very close. Manny, Cliffy and Onyx battling together. So Cliffy suddenly come into this race. I don't know where he's come from, but he's all of a sudden there. He's come up a few positions and he's battling away with Onyx right now. Soft v Super Softs, and Super Softs as well on Manny and Onyx there. Looks like he might have some damage on that car because he's going extremely slowly. I don't know if he's got minor end plate damage or something, but starting to drop back a little bit to 2nd and 3rd though. And this is the battle we're looking at right now after Lakitu's mistake last time out. He is dropping like a fly as Marquez. You want to be careful not to get a puddle into turn 1. They're running off the road a little bit there. DRS are just about low for this drive, but I think Speedstats has a good opportunity to dive up the inside if he's close enough. Let's see, is he going to think of it? Won't do it here. Run to the back of him otherwise. Thinks better of it indeed. On it for penalty. So penalty starting to come through as well.
See, that's why you can't go for moving to the hairpin. Even just having a look has put Speedstat on the back foot there. If he had just waited and went for the extra slipstream down the back straight, he would have had a better chance of going for the move there. And that's why he's still in third place. You have to be prepared to use that third DRS zone properly, which none of these guys are actually really doing at the moment. I'm sure they'll work this out eventually, but at the moment, this is helping Lakitu to catch back up to Marquez. He hasn't quite got out of DRS. He was briefly, but I guess he lost a bit in the hairpin there because he wasn't quite that second clear. But is he clear this time? Still no. It may say it on the top of the screen, but as you can see, Lakitu has still got his rear wing open. And this time he's lost it though. So yeah, Marquez needs to sort of hope that Speedstat will take advantage of that and catch up.
Yeah, behind them they've got Rafa and Yanu starting to drop back as well. So the field's starting to stagnate there in the middle as well. But behind them, it's awfully close. There's the Williams, by the way, of Kazizel going up the inside of a Lambo. And just like that, zam, back through goes the Sauber. Gets a good exit now down the straight. That's it. Both have DRS, but I think the Alpha just a bit better in straight line there all of a sudden. So set up right, slightly different, and now Matt Tibos and Yanu and Rafi all still together. But it is the top three right now. We have yellow flags. Now, what's that for? Now, that's the question. Someone's gone off somewhere.
Don't see anything there. I think the yellow flags have gone as well. But no, what happened there with that move with Lambo? That's exactly what I was talking about. You're better to set up that move into turn 3 and then make it on the way to turn 4. Apologies if you hear any shouting in the background. I can't really control my parents screaming. Anyway.
Yeah, not screaming in the background, I was about to say. But anyway, turn 1 and 2 we come then. Lakitu had a speed start for now. Again, a good exit there from the Alfa Romeo up the hill. But again, Lakitu just has that edge. He has a distant turn. But here we go up the inside. Lay on the brakes. Dives up the inside. Can they give each other room? Unless they don't touch for ever so slightly. If they do, keep it on the island. This is all just helping Marquez pull away now. Let's see, DRS again, down the hill. Is he close enough to try and make another move? No, doesn't do it. On it, another penalty, by the way. That's 7 seconds, and now out of the race. So, I think he's rather crashed into a wall somewhere, but either way, that's disappointing for him. Lakitu and Speedstats, luckily, not overtaking it. Rafa sitting behind ahead of Yano and Tibos as well. So, Lee's drivers keeping each other awfully close, and this is turning into a brilliant scrap for second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh right now. Again, Speedstats trying to make moves, and Marquez a penalty into the pit lane.
And once again we see Speedstar trying it into turn 3 and not being able to make it work, but now he's got Lakitu defending into turn 1. So we could see a move into the hairpin actually work this time round, but let's see what happens. He's got to be aware that Rafa is behind him, so he can't be reckless here. He has to get this move done in one go, or else he'll find himself under massive pressure. Let's see what he does. Looking on the inside. Not going to make it work. Lakitu slides a bit early exit, but Rafa's had a great chance to set the move up. And into turn 4, he's not going to give it a go. Look at the run he's got on the outside. Will he have a look? You can't make it work on the outside.
He'll be squeezed wide, you'll see, yeah. Squeezes him a little bit wide. That's a good placing there from Speedstats there. It was quite helpful, actually, that he did pass Lakitu just there, because otherwise Rafa would have got a mega toe down the straight and possibly could have passed a pair of them there. So, good driving and great defending nonetheless from all these drivers. Again, though, DRS will be activated.
That's going to be close.
Time. Things back going up the inside. Luckily, the almost hitbox doesn't take each other out there, and the Q2 very hard defending. You can see the rear end stepping out there like a dog. Doesn't want to doesn't really want to grip up, so I say. Let's see, though, down towards turn number 2 and 3 again then. So Lakitu, he's going to have to just keep covering him off there. As in comes Manny in the background, by the way. He's going to cover him off this time. Force him out right. Lakitu's going to just run him out of road then if he doesn't get through. Let's see, he'll have DRS on the exit, and let's see. So, I think actually, yeah, he's got DRS, and now here comes Lakitu. Comes straight back out of him again then. So he'll have the outside line. We've seen Speedstats. He'll just squeeze him out a little bit, then he'll open the steering up. There we go, and no way through from Lakitu then. So brilliant driving, might I say, from Speed Stats. They're doing exactly what he needs to do. Remember these drivers low there, is that we see a bit of
Lakita's off.
Tip offs, and there goes Lakita off, and that is not what he wanted to do in this race, and that is rather ruined. I was about to say he was driving brilliantly, and he's off into the ground before I thought of it.
So all that fighting has lost these guys so much time just for then Lakita to spin off. So how much is this going to help Marquez? Marquez pitted. He pitted a lot earlier, didn't he? He pitted, what, a good 3 laps ago now. And he's showing good pace at the moment. I reckon he'll be quite far ahead. Let's see where he is compared to Jano, because he was only about 3 or 4 seconds ahead. Now, it is a front change, so... Yeah, it's a new front wing, so...
Yeah, new front wing, so he'll come out way ahead. So, in fact, he's not too far behind from Cliffy. I'll get the interval up on the leader. He's 12 seconds behind the leader, Owen. So he's going to come out way ahead.
Well, that's just what the fighting does, I guess. I mean, they were fighting so hard there for so long. But now we've got Rafa pressuring their Speedster, so the fighting may not be over yet. Gotta remember, by the way, Lambo is on the Super Sauce. He's now into this top 3 and he's showing some good pace. It's about this point where the Supers should be quicker, actually, than the Ultras. So don't be too surprised to see Lambo just going clean past him here. Let's see, they're going to try side by side, possibly up the hill. I think Lambo just backs off. And Rafa's clear on the inside. He's going to be into the pits again this lap.
Yeah. Alpha's lead 1-2 then here in Austria then. So good pace from both the Alphas. Remember, like, they've yet to stop, and now we're looking at Marquez coming through the last corner. I think he's going to be scheduled for one more stop today, Owen, you know.
He should be, yeah. Don't be surprised to see him maybe on Ultras or Supers at the end. There's his teammate. He's got past him, and he's going to be a good 5 or 6 seconds clear. So the 2-stop, it's working out so far. We see he's got some good pace on the new tyres, and if he can just hold it like this, he'll do this again in the next pit stop. I think Marquez has a good chance here. But as we all know, we can't count on this guy doing anything about getting it wrong. Don't slide. Don't prove me wrong.
Don't curse him, Owen. Yeah, don't curse immediately. Meanwhile, top 2 close together. That's the Alfa Romeos. Now, this is going to be interesting, by the way, because if I was Speed Stats, I'll let Lambo go through.
He did, yeah, let him through.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a puncture.
There's a lot of cars off. Yeah, punctures everywhere by the looks of it. I thought he let him through, but you can see the rear right's gone. And there's Matt Tibbles off the track as well. Has he got a puncture? Trying to look in his mirrors, I don't see anything. I think he may just have overhit the tyres. But 2 cars off there, instantly there. And certainly one of them's punctured. I thought he was letting him through. Yeah. And look, there's Matt Tibbles.
He's in the wall again. And they both hit each other. That rear right puncture. I think, rear right on your screen is punctured then. So that's what's happened. So, disaster, and he's out of the race. And horrible there. Matt Tibbles in the pit lane. The key to a 3-second time penalty. It's all kicking off here in Austria. So, it turns out the Ultrasoft can only go 13 laps before they puncture, Owen. So we've learned something new. Don't go more than 13 laps.
That's going to scare Marquez straight off those tyres at the end then. He's certainly going to look at that and think, no thank you.
No.
I'm going to take some, I'm going to take more reds, please.
Yeah, that they're very fortunate there for Lambo. So, I was about to say, it looked very odd. He slid out really wide right there, and then the rear right tyre, it just went pop and went straight off. So, I think he must have known he had a puncture a lot earlier than that then. So he lifted off earlier, then it must have blown coming into the corner. So spectacular off nonetheless. We've got more yellows. Now, I don't know what that's for. I think that might just be for Speed Stats whose AI's parked it somewhere. Yeah, I think it is.
Must be, yeah.
But anyway, Lambo leaves this race then from Louis and Cliffy. So both the Red Bulls in 2nd and 3rd. Head of both the Toro Rossos now in 4th and 5th. So Red Bull, in essence, currently in the top 5. Apart from Lambo, which is he's currently doing a good job for the Ferrari B team and technically, or C team, whatever you want to call it. Because I think Haas is more of a B team than Alfa, but it's confusing. Anyway,
I think just thinking on those tires, I don't know if Matt Tibbles did have a puncture or not. I was trying to see on his mirrors if he had anything. I didn't see anything for the tires. He just spun on his own. And obviously, I mentioned earlier, the 10 ballast when the tyres get really bad could play a factor. He spun off twice. Yeah, I just wonder.
Lakito went, didn't he? He spun the same place.
Exactly.
So I wonder if he's got on the curb or got on the right line. I mean, the track is quite dark. It's in essence, it's going to be cold as well. So the tyres are going to be not really up to optimal temperature. He's actually seeing. I'm talking about Lakito. He's battling away down in 10th position. So that's really ruined his strategy. And everyone ahead of them has pitted. Loram's yet to stop. So he's going to go on probably to lap 24 before Chuck on a set of Ultrasoft.
Would you really want to go on them? I'm sure he must have saw what's happened, you know?
Yeah.
Would it be safer just to make sure you're going to get to the end rather than push it and end up in the wall? Well, certainly, like I say, I'll be playing on Marquez's mind. We saw him driving past those two when they were all having their adventures. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. But we need to see if Marquez can actually catch up. Of course, he's on 8-lap fresher tyres. You would expect him to. And with Louis now catching up to the back of Lambo, it may be made a little bit easier for the Toro Rosso driver. Now we're seeing Rafa passing Cazizzo. We saw they were fighting a bit on the last lap and they're still going for it down towards turn 4. DRS for Cazizzo. That looks like he planned that by the looks of it, because I'm pretty sure Rafa passed in the hairpin. Sadly though, Cazizzo could not get himself up the inside and so he stays behind.
Yeah, so again, great defending there between these two drivers. They're currently pushing on quite heavily in this race, but still leading is Lambo, who's rather to come in the pit then as soon as I say that, and Cliffy as well. So Louis going to stay up for another lap, or wait, to stay up for probably another 5 laps, I imagine. 20, well, about 20 laps to go before the end of this race. 3 retirements as well. Speedstars, we had a spectacular puncture just a couple of laps ago, putting on the ultra soft tyres, and they went bang down into turns 6 and 7. Onyx, who retired earlier on in circumstances we didn't see, and Kikisi as well out of this race as well. I probably butchered their names. Yanni, by the way, just come up just behind Cliffy right now, so those two close together.
Look at Lorman's. This could affect Lambo's race quite a bit. You need to see him pushing up the field, and Lorman's actually just backed right off. Does not want to get involved there. Lakitu's ahead of Calcus, but they're going to fight through turn 3 up towards turn 4 as well. Both have DRS, but Lakitu just got so much more speed out of the corner. And that's what the 9-lap fresher tyres will do for you. But Lorman's is still there on the back of Lambo. These soft compound tyres, they will be quite cold on the first lap or two. So don't be surprised to see Jano as well having a go on Cliffy.
I expect to see him trying to close up as much as he can. But like I mentioned, Lawman, he's in his own race right now. He knows probably not best to battle Lambo, because I think he's more looking out of the drivers behind him and who he's battling with. So probably be Manny, Samuel and Tibos, I think, was battling. He was one of the drivers caught out almost at the beginning of this race. He was one of the he was one of the cars off at the beginning of this race, but didn't get any damage, fortunately enough for him. If he has, he's carried on these merry ways, so fair play to it. There you can see all the debris down in turn 1. Surprised we didn't see a safety car, but nonetheless got away with it. And now what's happened there to Manny? He's come in the pit lane. Looks like he's got some damage on his car.
Yeah, what did happen there? I wonder.
Front wing. And he's retired, so
call it a weird one, but it feels to me
Lee changing his front wing. Yeah, they are. So yeah, he's damaged his front wing and he's boxed the car nonetheless. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars technically out of this race, because Ollie not really in it anymore. And the other Force India, he's ahead currently. Is that Louis coming up to lap him?
Oh,
yes,
that's
he is.
Lorman's. Sorry to interrupt. Lorman's was dipping into the gravel there. That could have been bad, but he luckily hit it on the track. Now he will give us a good indication, by the way, of how long these tyres last, so we need to keep an eye on him. He's and Louis as well, of course, as Lawrence gets a penalty. But he still
should be 22 laps.
He still seems to have okay pace. I know he's being caught up, but these are sort of Calcus and Lormans. They're not doing too bad, it has to be said. Lakitu isn't exactly flying away from them.
There.
But,
as you say that, goes off the road, and that's a bit side by side. There he goes. Cal going side by side. Lawman doesn't want to give up position too much, but I think he knows he's got old tyres and get the cut back straight through. Textbook stuff there from the Haas driver, and a little bit of side of that hasn't gone well for him, but gets it under the way and under control nonetheless. So Lawman's expected he'll be coming in the next 3 laps, Owen. I've got a feeling that, and I expect Louis as well. He's staying out right now. So Marquez and Rafa in the lead of this race, and we believe Marquez yet to come in for, well, we know he's going to come for one more stop within the next 6 laps, so he'll probably go either on another set of supers, he'll chuck on an ultra soft set and hope they don't go boom.
Yes.
Yano has just passed Lambo meanwhile.
We'll see what he decides to do, mind you, but he hasn't exactly closed in as quickly as you'd imagine, I don't think, on Louis. Which is encouraging, again, for those tyres. Yellows, that can't be good.
Oh, Cal sizzled it a bit too much there. And that's the exit of turn number 1 then, so he's gone on the curb. Very odd place to lose it there. I haven't seen a car go off there for a long time.
Odd place to impact as well, and let alone hard enough to break his rear suspension. He must hit that very hard indeed.
Yeah, he's lost. So he's gone on the curb then on the exit turn number 1, and I imagine he's either dropped it or is being collected by another driver spinning back across the circuit, and that's the reason he's in the wall. We'll find out in due course, but that's not exactly the result Calzizzle wanted. He was currently in P5. Manny has left the session completely. Ollie, by the way, he's going to be up to P13 in this. If we get any more returns, he might have somehow scoring points. I doubt it. It'll be allowed to score points because he retired earlier on. But
yeah.
Louis still leads this race, 3.1 seconds then from Marquez. Behind them, it's a bit of a gap down to Raffi as well right now, 8 seconds. It's rather stayed even, Owen. So Marquez, it hasn't really worked too well for him because he hasn't pulled the gap we would have expecting from earlier on, has he?
Well, not at the moment, no, but just you gotta think of where he's gonna come out of the pits. That's what I'm trying to work out now. He's gonna be sort of 6th, 7th, 8th, something like that. Maybe 9th, probably 9th at worst. That's not awful. I mean, he's got good pace, even on older supers. He is still, at the end of the day, closing.
Yeah. It should come out in between 7th and 8th. I'm just going to running the numbers in my head. Not if he gets penalties, however.
Penalties, yeah, that could really wreck his race. He's already got 2 of those. I don't think I've seen any of the leaders get them. Louis in, yep.
Leaders come in then, so lap 20 then, so Bow I expect, and they will take that 5 second time penalty. Will they take it now? I think they will. Nope, they will take it at the end of this race then, so very fortunate stuff. You get in the pit lane, you don't have to take it exactly then. If you get it anywhere else, you'll have to take it on your pit stop, so he's fortunate. So Toro Rosso leads 1-2 right now. Now we can really estimately work out how he's going to come out side by side. By the way, out comes Louis. You come out ahead of his teammate of Cliffy then, so he's going to go to the end of this race.
So Marquez expect him out in about 5th then? I mean, he was only about 2 seconds behind Cliffy, or sorry, Louis, and look where he is. So, yeah, Marquez may actually have a pretty decent time of
winning.
If he can just
got a good chance. So
not kill himself, obviously, but we'll have to wait and see what he does.
Yeah,
oh, he's nearly killed himself.
Yeah, we got a tank slapper there, right? Let's not curse it. I feel a bit of lag as well. So he'll come in around about lap 21 as he comes in now. So
good save.
There we go.
No, does he speed?
Oh,
not
slow
quite.
down, gets it perfectly stopped now. So Raffi's going to lead this race then. He's going to go to the end of the race. He'll lead from Louis and Cliffy.
Right down.
So Marquez in, straight back up. Rinse your pit stop, by the way. It's about 13 seconds, and he'll come out behind Yanu. So about 5th, he'll be just ahead of a Lambo. So Lambo will come out behind him. He'll have a good run, but I think too far back for anything. The Kitu and Lomas. And then we have Kale coming in the pit lane, and Matt Tibbles will take that position, as well as medium pilot Samuel and Ollie, the last driver in this race. He was really in the race because he left about 10 laps ago. But nonetheless, 12 drivers in the race out of the 18 that started. 4 of them have exploded in spectacular fashion. One's tyre fell off, one's tyre blew up, and the other 2 retired. I don't know what happened to them.
So, just to make this clear for the viewers, this winning battle could well be between Louis and Marquez. Louis at the minute, he's got 5 seconds of penalty, as we know. Marquez has 6 that we know of. He may have got more, we don't know. So, I don't know, is there even enough time? Will the tyres be grippy enough? There's a lot of questions to be answered. We're just about to hit the 2/3 stage of this race. This race will sort of come together in the last 5 laps. It's too early to predict what's going to happen right now, but it really could be anyone, actually, to be fair, in that top 5.
Yeah, so Kazizi in the chat, by the way, just telling us what happened, by the way. So he spun right, and then got the power, and he spun straight left. So just like I mentioned it then so tyres most likely overheated, and we've seen cars spin very easily on this game, especially because of the new tyre model I went. Well, not really new because it's been in the game for about 7 months, but
yeah.
nonetheless, when they overheat, they don't come back, do they?
No, I know it very well. I've raged about it many times in the past. There was an update a couple of months ago which did help to fix that a little bit, but on the ultras and hypers, it is still a nightmare.
Deadly, very deadly. I've had many a shunt and many a puncture, especially coming up out of Rouge isn't fun when you fly backwards and flip upside down into a barrier. That hurt last time I did that. But still, Rafa leading this race. He's got a chance of winning this, by the way, if he can keep the car on the road and keep it going in a straight line. Marquez on Yarny, by the way, so easy pass there, and Marquez rather blast pass there, like Marc Marquez in real life. No competition, and Yanu on those older tyres, nothing he can do. So another great lap and great pace for Marquez. Quickest on the circuit, quickest driver everywhere. Lomas in the pit lane again. Now, I'm wondering, he's gone on the Lads Bold, he's on the Use Ultra Softs, and they'll be going 12 laps. We saw punctures after 12 laps. Remember, they did qualifying on those tyres as well. So that's going to be a bit sketchy on the last couple of laps, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. Be on the lookout
Like
for him upside down in a fence, killing the leaders.
Yeah. Well, the hills are alive with the sound of not V8 because they've got V6s in them, but still kind of a bit of a sound. Vacuum cleaners on this game sometimes. Marquez though, 4th place. Look at him, catch up to Cliffy. By the way, he's going to be into 3rd before, well, maybe before the end of the lap is the pace he's got, because look at him.
Yeah.
He's pulled already over a second up. He's 2 seconds away from Yanu then. He's already back up Cliffy. Then he'll have Louis ahead and he'll have the chase for the lead. So here we go then. I don't think Rafa's going to put too much of a fight up for the lead though, either way. Here comes Marquez, the RS straight back past then. One difference of tyres and straight through he comes and tries to get a cut back, but I don't think it's going to be very useful. He can try and pull alongside, can he? No, can't do it. Has to sit back there. Meanwhile, bit of a battle briefly there, just popped up between 9th and 10th. I think it was Kak getting past medium, and there goes Makito off the road again, and that's the third time I've seen him off the road there. Yeah. Same place he did that earlier on, and that's not going to do his tyres any good. That
suggests it isn't a tyre issue with him then, it must be a ballast issue.
Yeah. Lost the rear end really early there, and he's in the pause menu for a second, back onto it. So his tyres, that's the second time he's been off on that set, so they're not going to be very healthy. And look at how quickly Marquez is pulling away now. He's already pulled half a second. That's not too much of a gap. In Formula 1, that's a life age away already. And look at Gianni, by the way. He's 3 seconds behind already. So
well, that's exactly,
those soft tyres are working.
That's the thing, yeah. Cliffy isn't necessarily doing as well as I would expect him. Oh, sorry, no, he's doing much better than I expected to do. Sorry, it's general more. But in 5/10, that really actually isn't that much of a gain from Marquez. I just wonder if he's taking a little bit too much out of his tyres early on. He needs to be pulling away quicker than that, or else he's not going to even get on the podium at this rate, let alone win. He's only got, you know, sort of 10 more laps. He has to pull away more than that. He cannot let Cliffy just stay on the back of him. He's not even pushing as much. He's on the 0 ERS most of that lap. He's got more of a tank. This isn't very good. So this could be bringing Cliffy right into this race for the win at the moment, along with Rafa, Louis and Marquez.
Well, Rafa right now, he just has to keep himself going. He has to be careful. He does not want to make any unnecessary mistakes right now, and he will be on all due course for a victory here in round 6 then. But what's up behind me? We've got Louis, we've got Marquez, Cliffy, who's starting to drop back a little bit. The DRS closes him up ever so more. So I think, you know, that Marquez is saving fuel. I think Marquez might be saving fuel. He must have had a lighter tank earlier on. I just saw the yellow indicator come up, so he's very low on it.
He's used everything already. That's what I was saying before. I just wonder if he's taking too much out. This isn't working out for him. This is really not working out. The pole sitter, hate to say this, looks like he's bottling yet another race. Oh dear, Marquez. He needs a bit of magic now to win this one. I can't see it happening, not with Louis ahead of him.
Yeah, with the bold two-stop strategy, everyone else has done a one-stop around him. I think Louis as well, he started on the soft side. I can't remember off the top of my head. No, he's done one-stop. So only one doing a two-stop. That's Samuel Callahan, medium pilot. The only ones on the two-stop, and you can see already how the other guys are playing in midfield towards the back. And very lucky for us that Marquez is doing the job he is. He's currently in P3, holding the line right now. And Louis just ahead of him, not by much. It's about 3.7, and Louis is catching, by the way, the leader. The leader's dropping off a little bit. He's on those tyres now for a long time now. That's 16 laps compared to 7 laps, compared to 6 laps as well for Marquez and Louis. So I think Louis right now has the best chance of winning today.
He's got that 5-second penalty though. Cliffy's got none. Rafa's got 1. I believe Marquez has 2. Cliffy really is. He's in for a great shot here of winning this one. I think this is his to lose at this point. I honestly think he's in a great position right now.
Yeah, especially because Cliffy is stuck behind Marquez.
Also, just another thing. Look how Rafa's tyres. They surely will be dead at the end of this race. Cliffy's crucially got a few extra laps here. This is his race to lose.
By the way, as Samuel's retired, I think so. 11 drivers are left in it now, so that's a little bit disappointing. Let's hope we don't see any more retirements. Look at that. On those ultra tyres which exploded, they've done 4 laps already, and they can only, well, he's done 5 now, and they can only last 12, give or take, so that's going to be a bit concerning. I would be scared, very scared, right now. But Louis catching up to Rafa, catching behind is Marquez. He's 8.4. He's not closing. He's not dropping. This is gone for bad to us, but he will still get 4th at the best of it unless something bad happens for the leader. Those tyres can only last around about 3 laps.
Marquez has lost it. There's going to be Cliffy passing him. That is just showing me even more that Marquez has really just went and bottled this one.
Yeah, he'll get DRS back through though, so I expect to try and come back up again, but DRS as well for Cliffy off the lap car. But I've got a feeling that Rafa's tyres, they can only last about 3 laps. He's going to have to be very cautious on them right now. 19 for Lakitu, and he's spun dry. So if Lakitu's tyres puncture in the next couple of laps, Owen, then if I was the leader, I would be very concerned.
Yeah, but look at Ollie. I know he's a ghost car, but he did do 25 laps in them, and they're still going. I know it's hard to judge a ghost car. I know it's not the real thing. But that's about what Rafa's going to end up doing on them. So if an AI car can do it, maybe a real human being can do it. But be looking at that gap. Be looking at that gap at the moment. There's Matt Tibbles and Lakitu's swapping places. 5 seconds.
Look at the gap up front, by the way. No, it's 7 temps.
Yeah, I'm looking at Cliffy.
Rafi's tyres have gone. They have absolutely gone in the last lap. There was about 2-3 seconds nearly between them. Now Cliffy, it's 6 temps.
Cliffy is net ahead, though, of Louis. He's net ahead. And Louis gets another penalty. Cliffy's going to win this one. He has to win this one. No way is he going to lose this now. Surely he has to take this one. I can't see any way he's going to lose it at this point. I'll check penalties very quickly once again. But I'm almost certain he's got no penalties. Yep, no penalty for Cliffy. Louis now got, what, 2 penalties. We'll go back to this battle now just to make sure nothing happens in it. Marquez has at least 2 penalties. And no move to make. Rafa...
Yeah, they're just kind of stuck between each other right now.
Rafa has a penalty. And yes, Marquez has 2 penalties. And for good measure, just one away from a 3rd. Cliffy's going to win this race. Has to. He needs just a couple more seconds to win this one.
No, I've never say never. Anything can happen. It's still in the end of this race, and we've still got some 5-6 laps to go. On that 31, coming on to lap 32 then. That means 5 and a bit laps to go then of this 36 lap race with 36 gone. And Rafa leads Louis now right up the chuff. And here we go, DRS, then he'll have to go to the outside. Toro Rosso on Red Bull. And straight past goes the Redbird. I don't think Rafa's going to put too much of a fight up, to be honest. So the senior team probably been given a team radio from Christian. Get out of the way. We're quicker. And Rafa, he's just going to comfortably try and get to the end of this race on the podium, I think.
So at the moment he's still in the net lead by 1.6 seconds. Louis passing him means nothing. He's got 8 seconds of penalties compared to Rafa's, what, 3 seconds, and Cliffy's none, and Marquez is 6. He could still win this. He really could still win this.
Cliffy's on old tyres as well, and he's not caught up too much, to be fair. He is 16 lap old tyres, so you've got to wonder, as meanwhile the Keto getting overtaken there rather easily there by Calab now, so dropping back even more so, and those tyres are very blistered.
21 lap old tyres then, same age now as Rafa's, and he's still in that fight for first on the road. Maybe it's just going to be about these last couple of laps. Look at there goes Marquez. So looks like Cliffy's struggling more at the moment.
Yeah, DRS straight past Marquez, got a good exit in turn number 1 there. So this is what Rafa needs right now to potentially win, because Louis, I think you say had a 2-3 second time penalty.
8 overall.
8 overall, so not good. As in comes the Q2, and that tyre had punctured, by the way. That was a puncture I saw coming off. So his tyres have gone then. He's gone on the ultra soft. Everyone else on them as well.
That's not encouraging. That is not encouraging when these guys still have over 3 laps to do.
And Malo, 2 spins to his name, and those tyres very much, one of them was either down or that was just the telemetry showing none. You can see there on the Rafa's car, on the Toro Rosso, they are not looking very healthy either.
Here's Janel under pressure, by the way, as well. He's on 22 lap old tyres. Let's see if they can last much longer. But it's certainly now starting to look like a bit of a struggle for the guys on 20 plus old tyres. And that's why I'm just thinking it could still go down to the last lap. We've got 3 laps yet to decide what's going to happen, but at the moment it looks like it's going to be Rafa taking this one. But we'll just have to wait and see. Let's not confirm anything just yet. Here's Lambo going for it on Janel. So the Ferrari man's tyres are starting to die. He'll stay on the inside, but there's no way he'll get the exit, surely.
Yeah, can't do it then.
Yeah.
Gets a shocking exit indeed, as Loma gets a penalty down the back on those 10 lap old ultra soft tyres, and actually they've come back at each other actually, so trying around the outside. So fair play to the Ferrari driver there, Yanu. So he's going to try and come around the outside, but in contact otherwise has to back off in the end. So holds it around the outside as Lambo. Fair stuff. He's still there, still does around the outside. No, doesn't, goes wide on the exit. That's the curve for you, and comes back through up the inside now. These guys battling away. Let's see. Yanu then, so Lambo just going to sit back right now. He knows he's got the pace, but Yanu, I like Yanu then, doing a fantastic job ahead of VSR Lambo. But let's see Lambo back in the slipstream again, up the hill, onto lap 35, the penultimate lap of this race. And let's see if he can come back through, and I think he should be able to do it then. So he'll go around the outside, and again, same place as last time.
He has to set this one up
will
here.
just run him wide.
He has to set it up. Then. And he will set it up this time. He knew what happened to him last time. He should have got that done last time. But I think he just went ahead too early. I thought it was DRS field.
He did. Yeah, he's got ahead too early, so he did that wrong. It's not worked for him there. He tried to cut back, and that played perfectly to Yanu right there. Meanwhile, Louis coming through the last corner to begin the final lap of this race. Fantastic job for him. Rafa's tyre looks like it's going to go any moment right now.
It really
Another
is.
slide.
This race could still go to Cliffy then. We'll wait until everyone crosses the line. But I think if Cliffy can get this gap down to 3 seconds to Rafa, I think he should win this one. I'm not 100% sure. I may be completely wrong. So we will wait and see. We'll call this when they've all crossed the line. But for now, we've got more battling to distract us. There is Lambo passing at turn 1. Was that very smart?
DRS. Yeah, DRS back again then, so he'll come straight back at him. So let's see, he'll have to go cover him, he'll have to cover him up, he'll squeeze him wide. So we expect to see a wild Lambo up the inside, or maybe not actually. So fair play, give each other a lot of space in the end. And here we go then, Marquez and Cliffy still batting together. Here comes the top 2 low. Coming through the last couple of corners. Louis, he's led the race from earlier on when Marquez stopped. He comes through the last couple of corners, and he will take victory then here in Austria then for round 6. through the last corner. ILRT Louis wins the Austrian Grand Prix.
I think Rafa's won it.
Gonna cross the line, so he's gonna win the race on merit then, unless something else has gone on. What about Cliffy? He gets P2.
By a second, he did it.
3. Yeah, 1 second. Marcus P4. Lambo's going to come ahead of a very exhausted tyre compound there for Yanu. Kale's coming through the last corner then in Bahas. And Matt Tibos behind the Lem. Everyone else running themselves quite comfortably. Across the line then, everyone. And Tibos 24 laps, 12 laps for Lomans. He did cross the line then. Lakitu comes to the line. He had puncture earlier on. He'll cross line 11th place. He can just spot that. Samuel, of course, out of this race as well.
So it really did go down to the last lap there. I think Cliffy just got stuck behind a struggling Marquez. That's what stopped him from taking the victory, because it was down to 3/10 there in the end. That's all it was that separated them on penalties. But in the end, Rafa takes the victory in Austria. Very well deserved in the end. He had the right strategy. And you've got to say, Marquez doesn't even end up on the podium. He's bottled it again.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be absolutely gut-wrenched.
I mean, it must be his 20th or 21st or something like that. He's bought that many PlayStations. He always rages afterwards. He always throws it out the window or something. But look at that, man. Cliffy had no penalties in the end, and that's what kept him close. But the two Red Bulls coming from outside the top 10 to end up on the podium. I mean, yeah, I don't normally give a joint driver today, but you've got to give joint driver today. Look at that. The two Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Team of the day.
Team of the day has to go to Red Bull there. A brilliant drive from the back of the field there. Louis, in my opinion, a bit more impressive actually, from 18th on the grid up to that. Other real movement, by the way, you have to say, medium pilot from 15th to 7th place. Good job for him there. He stayed out of trouble. Rather quiet race for the McLaren driver. But yeah, disappointing though for all the drivers out of this race as well. Many crashes, Owen. But I'll leave the final words to you.
So that was the Austrian Grand Prix. It went right down to the wire, but at the end it wasn't Toro Rosso that won it, but many will think it may have been the wrong one. Marquez getting it wrong, sadly for him once again. And I've got no idea where we're going to be next week, but hopefully we'll both be back in the commentary box, and it'll still be at 5 PM the usual time. And yeah, very good race today. Hope we get to see him next week, and we'll see you back here on the channel next Saturday, 5 PM. Safe travels, everybody.